Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to talk about two critical project management certification and which one is better for you. I am Nick. I am a PMP and CSM certified project management professional. And in today's video, we will cover what those two certifications are, PMP and CSM, which one should you consider pursuing and why. We will also take a look at what is involved to get certified and what's the benefit after the certification for each, and how do we maintain each of those certificate after you get certified, what's the cost associated with it, and also the examination format and the criteria to pass the exam. So we will cover all those topics in today's video, so stay tuned till the end so that you don't miss anything. So let's get started. I'm Nick and you are on NiksProjects channel. Alright, welcome back guys. So first take a look at what those two certifications are, why are they important, and how does each certification benefit you if you are into project management profession. Alright, so let's first talk about PMP. PMP is Project Management Professional, which is conducted by PMI organization, and it's a very standard and recognized project management certification, at least in US. If you are in Europe, then Prince 2 might be the certification that you want to look at. But today I want to talk about the two certifications that are most valued in US and in other parts of the world, not specifically in Europe for PMP, but CSM, I would say across the world, it is recognized as a very valued certification for agile project management. So let's start with PMP. PMP is Project Management Professional certification, which is conducted by PMI body. So PMI is Project Management Institute, and you can get all the details about PMP in pmi.org website. So PMP is very valued if you are running a waterfall project management methodology. So PMP follows the traditional waterfall methodology. So most of the industry in IT has moved on to agile, but still there are organizations using PMP for waterfall project execution. But PMP can be beneficial if you are in construction and other industries and not into software development. Most of the software development organization has moved on to agile methodology, and that's where the CSM, which is Certified Scrum Master, would come into play. Before we jump into CSM, let's talk a little more about PMP. So PMP certification, in order for you to apply and qualify for that, so there are certain prerequisites that you have to meet before you can apply for PMP certification and sit in one of their exams. Okay, there are two main prerequisite when you are applying for PMP exam. One is you should minimum have 3,500 hours of leading and managing a project if you have a bachelor's degree, or if you don't have a degree, then you should have at least 7,500 hours of leading and managing a project. In addition to those hours, you should also have 35 hours of formal project management education. You can get this education from REP, which is the registered education provider qualified by PMI. You can attend those programs. You can pay fees maybe ranging from $1,000 to $1,000 in US, and you can pay the amount and get that educational hours, 35 hours required for PMP exam in order for you to qualify for the PMP exam. So those two are the prerequisite for PMP. It takes time. You cannot just jump into the application and start attending the exam, because you have to fill those application forms, and then they will validate if you have 7,500 hours of leading and managing a project experience if you don't have bachelor's degree, or at least 3,500 hours of leading and managing a project if you have bachelor's degree. So with those prerequisites, you can fill the PMP form and then sit for the exam. So that is the prerequisite. Now jumping on to CSM, which is for Agile Project Management. The prerequisite is that you attend a training course, and at the end of the training course, you can write the exam and qualify for the CSM certification. So it doesn't need much other than just attending the training conducted by scrumalliance.org or some other body who is certified, but primarily look at scrumalliance.org and you can find all the information for CSM. I have created a separate video on how to get your CSM in 3 days on this channel, and it's very popular and trending on this channel, so check that out. I'll put a link in here so you can watch. So if you're looking to get your project management certification, and more importantly, if you're new in the project management world, then you don't need a PM experience to qualify and write the CSM exam. Whereas if you are planning to write the PMP exam, then you have to at least show the proof that you have managed and led projects in at least 3,500 hours when filling the application form. And the application form, typically 10% gets audited. So if that happens, then they will contact the manager or the name that you have provided as manager to verify that the information that you filled in is correct. All right, so now let's take a look at the preparation time and time that you would need to get ready for the exam in both for PMP and CSM. As I mentioned, for PMP, it is a lengthy process. After you are done with the prerequisite for PMP, it would still need at least minimum 2 to 3 months for you to come prepared and ready for the exam, because you have to read PEM book. And again, on this channel, I have created a video on how to read the PEM book and what book you should get and study for PMP. You can watch those videos. I'll again put the link here so you can click and watch after this video. But those books are pretty heavy books with 600 plus pages, and it's completely theory. So it will take time for you to read the book and understand the concept. And that's why I'm saying it takes at least minimum, the fastest is minimum 2 or max. If you try to get it in 3 months, that would be great. Typically, I have taken, if you're working full time, it can take up to 6 or 9 months to study for PMP exam and get ready for the exam. So if you don't have that much time, then CSM is a good option, because you don't have to have any prerequisite or any PM experience, or you don't have to spend time studying anything, because you can go and join the training conducted by one of the scrumalliance.org recommended educational providers, and then end of the weekend or end of 2 or 3 day training, then you can write the exam and clear the exam immediately. And the exam structure we are going to discuss in detail in the next stage of this video. Compared to PMP, CSM exam is much easier to pass and clear the exam. So in summary, if you are writing PMP exam, you would need 3 months to prepare, whereas if you are writing CSM exam, then you have just 3 days to prepare for the exam. All right, now take a look at the exam format and the evaluation. So the exam format for PMP is 4 hours and 200 questions. There is no defined structure on what is the passing criteria, but there is different sections or knowledge areas where you have to score at least 70% or above in each of those knowledge areas to get clear or pass the exam. PMI has not defined exactly how much percentage you need to score in each section, but overall in each section you have to score 70% or above to pass the PMP exam. It's a 4-hour exam with 200 questions, and it can get very grueling. So you have to actually mentally and physically prepare for the exam and clear the exam. And you had to go to a Prometric center to write the exam. And with the lockdown situation, I'm not sure if anything changed, but I assume otherwise you still have to go to the Prometric center to write the PMP exam, and you have to spend 4 hours in that center focused and getting the answers correct. All the questions in PMP are multiple choice questions, so you read the question and pick the correct answer. So in some cases there could be more than one correct answer, and in those cases you can check the boxes. And for CSM, you have 1 hour exam time and you have 69% to clear. The number of questions is around 35 questions, so ideally you should get 24 questions correct. All right, now take a look at what you need to do after you clear the exam. Now that you pass the exam, what you need to continue to do in order to maintain the certificate. So for PMP, it's a 3-year cycle. So every 3 years, you have to have 60 PDUs, professional development unit. So you have to get those 60 PDUs every 3 years and then renew your PMP for additional 3 years. And the renewal fees is $150. But to get the PDUs, it's not that difficult. Read a book on project management, you can qualify that for PDUs. If you work as a PM, that qualifies for PDUs. So if you work for 1 year, I think that will equate to 10 PDUs. If you read one book, you can get 20 to 30 PDUs. You can share knowledge on project management and you can count and submit that as PDU. So PDUs are professional development unit, and you have to submit these PDUs in the pmi.org under your profile. And once you have 60 PDUs, then you can renew the certification after 3 years. So that is the process. It's not that difficult. The difficult part in PMP is getting the exam cleared and pass. That apart from that, renewal of certification, it's not that complex. Now, coming back to CSM, it's a similar process. You should have SEU, which is a Scrum Educational Unit. Similar to PDUs in PMP, you should have 20 SEU, Scrum Educational Unit, to qualify, renew your CSM certification. And the cycle for certification renewal is every 2 years, and the certification renewal fee is $100. So in both cases, PMP or CSM, you still have $50 per year kind of renewal if you think about the total amount, because $150 for 3 years for PMP versus $100 for 2 years for CSM. So that's the average cost to maintain your PMP or CSM certification. Now let's talk about what is more valued in the job market. So as I said, both PMP and CSM has good value in the job market. And if you are looking for job, or if you are in the appraisal period of your promotion or next steps within your current career, this is the time to look at these certifications, because it provides and adds value to what you have to offer. These are recognized certificates, and PMP is definitely valued higher these days in the construction management industry, and CSM is valued higher in software development, because most of the projects running in construction management are using traditional waterfall methodology, and the software industry is now more towards agile. So CSM certification shows good knowledge in agile in your profile, as well as get you some project management job with agile experience. So if you have either one of these, PMP or CSM, you are covered in the job market either for waterfall project management or agile project management execution. But I would say if there is a way you can get both certification, and that would be ideal, because as long as you stay in project management world, you would either have to execute a waterfall or agile methodology, and having those certification both handy would definitely help to jump between careers or between jobs, because you have the knowledge and certification for both. All right, so now in conclusion, who do I recommend which certification? So I would say if you're new into the project management world, then start with your CSM certification, because PMP can take a longer and it will wear you off. So you don't want that. You want to get some motivation. So start with your CSM, because it's literally gonna be done in just a matter of weeks or months max, so even if you delay it out. But otherwise, CSM is something that you can quickly get a certificate with no project management experience, and then you can get into the job market or look for promotion in your next role, whatever the case may be. So from getting a certification perspective, CSM is the easiest way. But if you want to spend some more time and if you already have CSM and if you want to focus on getting PMP, then obviously you have to spend 3 to 5 months to get the PMP certification. So either way, it's worth the investment, and this certification definitely helps you in your career if you're still in the project management world. And let me tell from my experience, if you have PMP and when you are in the job market, your resume definitely carries a higher weight than those who don't have PMP or CSM certification. Alright guys, so that's all for today. I know I have not been posting on this channel for almost 2 months. I was busy with my other channel to make it to 1000 level. So if you are interested in checking out my personal channel where I talk about camera and motorcycle, you can check this out and you can follow me there if you are interested, and I'll still come back and post on project management and professional videos right here. Any personal videos will be posted on my other channel. Alright guys, I think that's all for today. I hope you liked this video, or at least it was helpful. If you did, then give it a like, and if you're new here, consider subscribing for more project management related videos. Alright, I'm signing off. See you next time.